So identifying the various investigations is a very important part. Let us see how these four investigations look like and how do we differentiate among these four. So coming to the first, that is the studies of the kidneys basically. So when you say kidneys, it's the pelvic calyceal system, so it is called pylography. So intravenous pylography or retrograde pylography means we are basically concentrating on the kidneys. So we would see opacification of the pelvic calyceal system. Now when the dye is given intravenous, it's intravenous pylography. So from the vascular system, the dye will come into the kidneys during excretion. So we would see the dye from the kidneys, the ureter and into the bladder. In contrast, in retrograde pylography, as the term says, it is retrograde. That means we are coming from down to up. So how do we do that? Is by putting a catheter in the lower ureter and then injecting the dye. So in retrograde pylography, we will see a catheter like this in the pelvis, catheterizing the lower ureter. So this is a retrograde pylography and we see this opacification of the pelvic calyceal system. Now coming to the next two, that is ascending or retrograde urethrography and micturating cystourethropy. As the term says, ascending or retrograde means that again we are going from down to up, it is ascending. Urethrography means it is for the urethra, abnormalities like stricture, urethral injury. So we inject the dye in the urethra, basically concentrating on the urethra. So in this case the bladder will not be full because we are only concentrating on the urethra. While in micturating or voiding cystourethropy, as the term says, it is micturating cystourethropy. So we are seeing the bladder as well as the urethra. So the bladder will be filled with contrast and also the urethra will be opacified, unlike the ascending urethrography where the bladder is empty. So in MCU, the bladder will also be full and the urethra will also be opacified. So now if we see the image in the question, we have the bladder filled with the contrast and the urethra. So this becomes cystourethropy, that is MCU, micturating cystourethropy.